The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/expat2020. Hey everybody, welcome to The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 25. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Dan. Dan the Retro Man, how you doing today, man?
Hello, yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing just swell, man. So how has your week been?
Boring. I popped into work briefly, and other than that, I've been playing games and 3D printing stuff.
3D printing?
Yeah.
3D printing. Cool. Yeah. So what are you 3D printing? Hopefully not weapons.
Actually, I am. I am 3D printing a life-scale Master Sword from the Zelda series.
Oh, nice.
I have nothing better to do with my days at the moment.
Oh.
What have you been up to?
Cool. Just the usual. Just going off to work and coming back home and, doing the weekday news streams on Twitch in the evening and just chilling out. So just doing that. So today I want to introduce our special guest. He is a friend and fellow Twitch streamer. His name is Phoenix Arising. So Phoenix, welcome to the show. And, why don't you tell a little bit of the listeners about yourself? For example, what got you into gaming and live streaming and the type of games and platforms you prefer?
Okay, so I'm 29 years old. I'm a father of two. I started gaming, I think, when I could crawl, pretty much. My mother, she had a Super Nintendo and a regular Nintendo, and so that's like originally what I guess dabbled on. She said I was always into like watching her play Mario and stuff like that when I was little. Like that's before I could remember anything. But so as time went on, she seen that I had an interest in it. So the first console that she actually bought for me and my sister was a Sega Genesis. And so like that's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That's about when that came out, and me and my sister pretty much double teamed that game. So I knew then, that I had that was starting to get a passion for gaming. And as time went on, the Xbox came out or Nintendo 64 came out and all that good stuff, and I just stuck with it. And as time went on, my sister and my mom and my stepdad, they would all watch me play games. And so that's kind of where the love for having someone watching me stream, I guess, I didn't know about streaming obviously back then, but I got into it when I started realizing that, hey, I could do this on a wide scale because, as an adult, you move out, you get your own thing going on, and you don't have those family members to watch you anymore. So that's where my interest in streaming actually came from. But as far as gaming, it was just something that was wired into my DNA.
Cool. So what have you been playing this week?
This week, I've actually been playing a lot of Risk of Rain 2. It's an indie game I think it's on all platforms, but I've been playing it on Xbox. One of my buddies got me into it, and it's a PvE game, but you can play I think it's 4 players you can have, and then it's just crazy. Just like waves of robots and aliens and like all kinds of crazy things. But it's different characters you can choose, like different classes, and they have different abilities and different weapons. And then you go through like different worlds, and you get different items for power ups. And it's just this really cool indie game that it's on the marketplace. It's pretty awesome. But other than that, I play a lot of Apex Legends. Me and my buddy grind ranked a lot on there. But as far as streaming goes, I haven't streamed at all this week. It's just been a crazy week for me this week.
Are you prepping for season 8?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, I've already maxed my battle pass out for season 7, so just waiting on season 8 to drop February 2nd.
February 2nd, that's right. Cool. All right. So thanks, Phoenix. And before jumping into what Dan and I have been playing, I want to tell everyone out there that this episode will be going up on Patreon at patreon.com/expat2020 in early access for the first 3 days after recording. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry tier 1 level at $1 per month and get early access to every episode and listen ad-free, along with other perks, including exclusive post-show content that we do after every show and special bonus episodes, please visit patreon.com/expat2020 for further details. On Tuesdays each week, the podcast will be uploaded to all of the free podcast services, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and my YouTube channel, Expat 2020 Gaming. So just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a website for the podcast at expat2020.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena, AMPGNP, which stands for a multi-platform gaming news podcast, and leave questions or comments that we may read on a future episode. So, Dan, I started playing The Medium last night.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I did a little bit of live streaming of it after the news stream, and
Sure.
it's really fun. It's really fun. It's a lot of the beginning hour or so and into the second hour. It's almost like a walking sim, but it's really cool. So basically, it's a psychological horror game developed by Bloober Team, and it's played in third person, and you play as a female named Marianne, and she can travel into the spirit realm, basically. So it's really cool. I mean, in parts of the game, there is a split screen. So you see the spirit realm on the right, and then you see the normal reality on the left side.
Sure.
And she has psychic abilities. What's really cool about the setting is it really looks like war-torn Krakow, Poland, like in the Soviet era Krakow, Poland.
Yeah.
And basically you're in you go to this vacation resort, and basically at the resort, you're trying to find a particular person that has some information that you need.
Right.
And on the right side, when you are, for example, in the spirit realm, you have to go to these, they're called spirit wells, and you build up like a lot of energy that helps Marianne in the real world be able to open things like unlock doors and, for example, get elevators to work and things like that. So I've gotten about 2 hours into the game. It's really interesting. The story's pretty complex. Like I said, it's a psychological horror game. So, I'm really looking forward to continuing it. So,
I got
Are you
it.
playing that? I'm sorry. Are you playing that on Game Pass on PC?
Yes. Not on PC, on Xbox Series X.
Okay. I've been trying to play it, dude. I downloaded it and it just won't launch. I keep getting like a file system error. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with it. I've been Googling it all morning.
Well, when I loaded it up last night to play, it had like a 4 gigabyte patch, like a day one patch. And after it loaded the patch, it started up, fine for me. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there, but I'm really enjoying it. And Phoenix, I hope you get to play it soon as well. It's really cool. So Dan, what have you been playing, man?
But just before that, I was gonna say I watched Brutal, a friend of the podcast and fellow streamer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Lovely guy. He was playing it, actually. I was idly on my PC and I saw he was streaming live, and I went and had a look, and it looks like a good game. I was getting definite Eternal Darkness vibes from it.
Yeah.
I heard people are bitching about the graphics. I think it looked really nice. I thought it looked just fine. The only thing that stood out to me was that the character seems really floaty. It's like she's not quite touching the ground. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I felt like she was gliding everywhere. There was no
Yeah, in the
cutscene.
spirit realm, she
No.
seems
Well,
to
yeah, but
glide sometimes. Yeah.
no. But in the real world, like from the absolute start of the game, like when she's in her living room or wherever she is,
Oh, okay.
it just felt like she was like. Anyway, that's just a nitpick, but no, it did look interesting, and I'll be getting it at some point. Yeah, it looks good. Looks like a game. But as for me, I've been playing a lot of Turrican on the Switch, and I started playing Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Oh,
And
such a good game.
it really is. I can't believe how good it is. It is. I was a bit scared going in because I was like, "Oh, Bloodborne's one of the best games ever. Will the follow up tarnish that view of Bloodborne?" But no, it's a very different beast, but it's still got the same heart to it. It's an exceptional game. Yeah, loving that. But it's
How
hard.
far are you into it now?
I'm not hardly any. I've not had that much of a chance to play it. Been busy doing other things, but yeah.
I'm all the way at the last boss, and I can't seem. He's got like 3 different transformations, and I can't seem to get past his second transformation.
Oh, what a treat! I look forward to that then. Yeah, it's stiff. It's like in Bloodborne, like you can get through by parrying the occasional enemy, and you'll get through. But it seems like with Sekiro, you have to parry everyone all the time to get by to really succeed in the game. I don't know.
Yes, it's all about figuring out each enemy's movements and then
Yeah.
figuring out what they're weak against, and a mixture of using items and skills to overcome them.
Mm-hmm. It's very tactical, and there's lots more exploration in it as well. I was surprised at how much the maps are pretty big, and there's lots to you go off the beaten track and find cool stuff. So there's much more of a so what I've seen so far is much more of a view to exploration on there. It's cool. I like it. It's lovely.
All right. Okay, so it's time to jump into the weekly news beat. But before I do that, I want to ask you, Dan and Phoenix, have you cashed in on your GameStop stocks yet?
No.
Man, I bought in at $32 a stock. I bought 3 stocks. That's all I really had the extra money for.
Mm-hmm.
And when it jumped to 90, I was like, dude, this is a phenomenal profit. So I sold out.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, it would climb as high as it climbed, because I would have literally made $1,500 off of like $96.
Yeah,
but I actually have over almost 4,000 Dogecoin, and apparently that's climbing really high as well. And I bought in at like 1 cent per stock.
Nice. But sell now, because it's going to make it illegal for like the normal people to get involved in this stuff. They're going to make it a walled garden again. So sell. It sucks.
Okay, so Dan and Phoenix, what was the last game from Konami you played?
Contra. Yeah.
Like
I played
OG Contra?
Yeah, I played it like 2 days ago on the Switch. I love that game.
Okay. Let's see. I want to say the last game that I played from Konami was one of the Metal Gear Solid games. I don't think they did, obviously, Metal Gear. Well, was it Metal Gear Solid? The one, Phantom Pain?
Yeah.
Because I know Hideo Kojima, he left Konami, right?
Yeah, he took off and started Kojima Productions, yeah.
Okay, Phantom Pain was the last one I played from Konami, but I did get to play Death Stranding, and that was absolutely amazing. Even though that was Hideo Kojima, that wasn't Konami.
Yeah.
So I think that was the last Konami game I played.
What about you?
So, go ahead, Dan. You were going to.
No, what about you? What have you played? What's your last Konami game?
Yeah, Metal Gear 5. Yeah, that was a few years back.
Yeah.
Anyway, Konami Digital Entertainment, not the parent company Konami Holdings, basically is being dissolved and consolidated into one big group, with an emphasis more on console gaming rather than mobile gaming. So up till this point, the head of Konami Digital was basically more focused on mobile gaming, but it looks like they're shifting back with this consolidation to start focusing more on console gaming. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So what I wanted to ask you guys is what kind of console games could you see Konami working on in the near future now, since they're going to consolidate?
Pro Evo Soccer.
That seems to be one of their big ones.
That's all they do every year. That's in the last couple of years. It's been that and a couple of rehashes of old things.
Maybe they'll hopefully give us a new Silent Hill or something like that. That would be cool.
That'd be nice.
So
I mean, it's kind of unpredictable at this point. But I'm hoping they do something big, man. Konami, it'd be nice for them to make a big console comeback.
Yeah, for real, definitely.
yeah, but do you think, like we were talking about Kojima leaving and creating Kojima Productions, and I think some of the staff went with him over there too. But do you think his departure is going to have a lasting stain and put the final nails in the coffin of future development on any kind of AAA releases that could actually, be successful out in the market now?
I don't think that will really affect Konami. I mean, it is really up to them now whether they sink or swim. But I really do think this is where Kojima can make his stand to just prove how much of an impact he really did have on Konami. Hopefully, Konami will bring it back and they'll be able to show that they can do their own without having to rely on Kojima. But I definitely think that this will be Kojima's time to shine, to show him just how much he meant to that company. I think it's going to be interesting regardless.
Yeah. Dan, what do you think, man?
No, seconded. I mean, but Kojima, he was actually one man. Well, it wasn't one man, but I mean, he made one series of games, and it's more a case of like Kojima's, synonymous with Metal Gear than Konami is really. So I don't know. I think him leaving did suck. 'Cause that's the besides freaking Pro Evo, they were only really making as AAA games the Metal Gear series. So
Yeah.
it'd be a case of like getting new blood and getting a new bunch of franchises out there. I mean, but then again, they still own the rights to Konami own the rights to Metal Gear, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they could get on someone new and maybe take a different direction, or just make more.
Yeah.
How
That's
surprised are you guys? How surprised are you guys that they're moving more away from mobile now to go back to the console gaming market?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Well, I guess I didn't really know that they were doing more mobile until very recently. So that the fact that they were even doing mobile was surprising to me because that's all I'd known them to make was console games until I found out that they were doing mobile games. But the fact that they are digging back into the console this just goes to show you how many people play on console. If they know there's a market for it, they're going to go to where that market's at. But I'm sure, are they going strictly console, or are they still going to be doing some mobile?
They're still going to be doing some mobile, but the focus is going to be more on console now. So
okay. Well, I mean, we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm hoping the best for them. They're a good company. I've played a lot of their games.
And
they're good at making fitness centers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, they've got so many like quality franchises and stuff they own the rights to, so they could easily just from now go, right, we're going to be a powerhouse again, like they were in like the 80s and 90s, and be like the guys for making awesome games. So it'd be nice to start. Cool. Yeah, go on.
I'm sorry. How cool would it be for them to make like a Contra game,
exactly,
but with Metal Gear graphics? Like,
yeah, or like a
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would be sick.
Dan, what other franchises would you want to see them besides Contra? Which one would you want to see them come out with next?
I wouldn't mind seeing a decent, expansive Zone of the Enders. They're quite good. The mecha games, they're all right. Yeah. Of course, yeah. And Silent Hill would be amazing. I can't believe they haven't. Well, they screwed the pooch with that PT and the whole Kojima thing. If they'd released the Kojima Silent Hills that they were, teasing, they wouldn't have known what to do with all the money. It would have been immense.
You talking about PT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the beta for that, and it was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
they should have just brought that back on PS5.
I know, right?
Put PT out there,
yeah. Could have been special.
So yeah, we shall see. This will be interesting in the near future, in the next couple of years, to see what Konami does and what kind of games they come out with. But okay, let's move on to story number 2. So, Dan, we talked about Game Pass, a few weeks back, and we talked about the Xbox Live situation. I think it was last week, where they were going to hike the prices of Xbox Live with gold, and Then they reneged on that. They turned around and said, no, we're not going to do that. And then, free to play games, online games are going to be free now. You don't have to have a subscription to do that. Yeah. Well, basically, Xbox Game Pass has hit 18 million subscribers now. Ooh. And so they had a quarterly result and a phone call with Satya Nadella. And he came out with some numbers. And basically, 18 million Game Pass subscribers, as well as 100 million online gaming, Xbox Live online gaming service members. Active users now are a part of the ecosystem now. So revenue is increased by 40% in the current quarter at the rate of 38% year on year. And the company also stated that the revenue has jumped 17% to 43.1 billion, while its net income operating jumped by 33%. So those are some of the numbers that they came out with.
I couldn't even imagine having that much money, dude. That's so much. That's such a big growth.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're doing well.
But my question is, though, is of these 18 million subscribers, how many of those subscribers are subscribers that paid the $1 to get into the ecosystem? They paid that $1 for the first month, and are they going to continue? So, I mean, how many of those people of those 18 million are actually people that just paid for that 1 month subscription fee?
It's probably a pretty good bit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's interesting. I don't know. I can't say. I mean, obviously they're not going to tell us that number, but and then of course 100 million Xbox Live users, 100 million. So, with Xbox Live Gold going to stay at the same price and free to play not needing an Xbox Live subscription, do you think this is going to lead to more users coming over to Game Pass now? I mean, a lot of people were, pissed off about, well, they're going to hike the prices and all, but then they reneged on that. So maybe a lot of those people, they're trying to push over to Game Pass now. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's definitely better value for money, isn't it? Especially if I don't care about online and all that stuff, but they get. I've said it before, like the Game Pass is pretty amazing. Yep. It's pretty awesome.
I've been doing the Game Pass Ultimate, so you get the Gold and Game Pass for one consolidated price. So there's hundreds of games on Game Pass, and also now they're including EA Play with that. So I could see, for them to have new members on there, because a lot of people don't really know what Game Pass is until they start looking into it. And I like the idea of it, I dig it, but it's going to be interesting to see what all they do with it, because there's literally unlimited opportunities that they could do with this.
Yeah, I mean, now this month alone, Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 have been put on Game Pass, and a remastered collection of 3, 4, and 5 as well.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that they're putting brand new games on there,
the medium.
You could just get the brand new games on Game Pass instead of having to actually buy the game. So I could see that being appealing to people who want to play those new games.
Yup.
And especially with the Bethesda deal. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
No, I was going to say you'll see another massive spike, presumably when Halo Infinite comes out, and people are like, oh, I can either buy the game for £50 or $60, or get the game for on Game Pass for £10 a month or whatever. So I imagine you'll see another huge spike in subscriptions around that time, maybe.
Yeah, that could be a factor into it too. Like how many people just bought the Game Pass for $1 to be able to play Medium,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally.
So obviously, Bethesda's in the mix now. That deal should be going through quite soon, I think, in first or second quarter of this year. So you're going to be seeing a lot of the Bethesda games that are coming out going to Game Pass day one. So what other development companies or publishers, I should say, do you think Microsoft is going to scoop up in the near future? Do you think? maybe Ubisoft and Uplay might be next. I mean, with EA Play in the mix now, maybe Uplay. What do you guys think?
That would make the most sense.
Yeah, that's probably the next big move that could take place. I don't see them straying too far from like games that are big on Xbox. You know what I mean? I think they're just going to try to focus on those departments, but it would definitely be interesting to see if they were to pick something up. You know, I don't know. I don't really know any big Bethesda was one of the big ones. You know, Fallout and Fallout New Vegas, all that good stuff that they've come out with, and it's just crazy to see that they sold out to a company like that, and now they have control over all their games. So all those games will strictly just be on Xbox now, right?
Possibly. I mean,
Tricky.
Dan and I
Yeah.
have been talking about this, whether or not they had some kind of pre-existing contractual agreements before, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But I think probably games that are going to be coming out in the next 2 or 3 years that don't have any kind of pre-existing contractual agreements, those are probably going to be, Xbox exclusives, like Starfield, for example.
Almost certainly not. I don't. If it's been seriously, if it's been announced if the game was announced pre talk of takeover, it's already been signed up to go on other machines. There's pretty much no chance. Yeah. You won't see Xbox exclusive from Bethesda for like years, absolutely years, because they have to go right, whole new thing, and we're going to make it to your machine as part of this deal. It's it's crazy. And sorry, God.
Aren't they
Phoenix, go ahead. Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to be purchasing ZeniMax Media as well?
Yeah, that is the parent company. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you're right. I see that now. That's crazy.
It really is. It really is crazy.
So now all the new Elder Scrolls games, all the new Fallout games, everything like that, it's all going to be.
Yeah. Game Pass day one.
It's going to be awesome to see what they do with it.
It's going to be Game Pass day one.
I feel like Fallout really I know they added NPCs and stuff in Fallout 76 now, but it's going to be interesting to see like if they ever do come out with like a Fallout 5 or something like that, like an actual full Fallout game. It's going to be interesting to see what direction they take that in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, if it's not exclusive, then it's probably going to be timed exclusive. We'll see, but.
Yeah, you don't know that. I mean, it could be. They could still be ZeniMax. They could still be owned by Xbox. But if prior to this, 3 years ago when they first announced these games, Sony went, "Oh, hey man, we'll give you X million dollars to give it on PlayStation first." Being owned by Xbox will not change that. So there's every chance. Well, hypothetically, that they released Starfield, and it's like, oh, it's 6 months Sony exclusive, despite being owned by Microsoft, because pre-existing deals are still deals. They're not going to go anywhere. So, yeah, it'll be a good while. Be a good while before we get the exclusives.
Yeah, and as the games get closer and closer to release, then more will be clarified on what's going to, go down with those. So to finish up on this topic, what do you think PlayStation's play on this is? I mean, do you think they have some kind of roadmap for an equivalent to Game Pass? I mean, they have PlayStation Now, but
they need to make more of that. For sure. It's still kind of like it's like a little thing they have, but they don't promote it very much, I don't suppose.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, as far as PlayStation goes, they have so much potential to do great things with their platforms and with their games, and it's all a matter of when. I think they just have to get that nailed down and figured out. But what was the PlayStation Play? I think, what was it called?
Now,
PlayStation Now. But those are most of those are like older games, right?
Yeah.
So I think if they would just incorporate some newer games or some like PlayStation exclusives and stuff into that, like, they would have a better chance of actually, because I did have I can't remember when it was, but I had it for a little while, and it wasn't intriguing to me. Like, I was like, okay, well, I already beat most of these games, so
Yeah, that's
There
the
wasn't
thing.
any game on there that like grabbed my attention.
Yeah, exactly that. Same thing, like, because I don't play on my Xbox very much, so when I see Game Pass, I'm like, oh, all these Xbox games I haven't played. But of course, yeah, like you said, like on PlayStation, I play PlayStation games. I've played them all already, so there's no incentive for me to play. I
Exactly.
hadn't thought of that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Sony,
Now go ahead, Dan.
Sony should just buy Square Enix. That'd be amazing. And like,
That would
and
be a big
Sega.
move.
That'd be that. See, that'd be it. That'd be like buying buying ZeniMax. It'd be like, we're going to buy Square Enix and Sega, but they can't. So
Yeah, I don't think they can afford it.
I don't think it's a case of afford. I think that both companies would say bugger off. We don't really need to, because they're both well. Square Enix is a powerhouse. Sega's a bit wobbly. Yeah.
Who owns the right to Warner Brothers?
That's a good point. They have aren't
Uh,
they like Time Warner or something mad like that? I know.
yeah, Time Warner is, I think, they're.
Who's the parent company? Yeah.
I think that would be a good move.
Yeah. Well, I think Microsoft was in negotiations with WB, but
Oh, were they?
yeah, supposedly
Okay,
it fell through, and so that's ZeniMax was their their second choice, I guess.
Their B plan.
Yeah, their B plan, exactly.
I know. Was that Hogwarts Legacy? That's going to be amazing.
Delayed, yeah.
Oh, it got delayed.
Yeah,
to
to 2022. Yeah.
Yeah. The more you know. But man, the trailer for that was so good. I've been wanting them to come out with a game like this for forever. I know I'm a nerd with the Harry Potter the world.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, WB's next game is going to be Arkham Knights. So,
oh man, that's going to be so good.
And that leads us into our topic of the show. So, WB, of course, is going to be coming out with Arkham Knights, but they're also starting to think about going as a live service model for this game.
Hooray!
What does that mean?
So,
sorry.
Go on, Expat.
We're going to get into that. So, yeah. So basically, a live service model is where the game is
never finished.
Never finished. It evolves over time. You have more DLC. It could come in the form of like season passes. It could come in the form of, for example, microtransactions throughout the years. Kind of like how Anthem failed with their 10-year plan. That they were,
that game was
promising
so hot.
their players to have like this 10-year roadmap, but then of course with all the bugs and everything that destroyed Anthem when it came out of the gate, they reneged on that. So
they're pretty much going to release Arkham Knights, and it's going to be one of those games that's always in beta.
Yeah, just think of what Marvel's Avengers is now. And what it's become. It's a live service game. You're getting all these like cosmetic items. You're getting, new characters and new DLC, stuff like that, on and on and on and on. So that's probably what Arkham Knights is going to turn into.
Okay.
We shall see, but looks like WB is heading in that direction. So I want to know what you guys think your opinions are on games as a service. I mean, we've had a lot of failures. We've especially, with Anthem, but we've had some successes. Obviously, Fortnite has been a success throughout the years. Warframe is another example of a live service game that has really evolved over time. Dan, I remember when I first got my PS4, you came over, and I played a little bit of Warframe, and then I played it about 6 months ago again, and it's a completely different game.
I've heard it's phenomenal. Yeah. I really should get back into that. But of course, I haven't got PlayStation Plus, so yeah.
Apex is another one. another free to play. I've been playing that since like season 1, and it's just crazy how many characters they've added. And now there's 3 maps instead of just 1, and all the different abilities and weapons and attachments, and they keep adding and taking away, and it's just crazy to see the change behind it.
I think, but the key distinction here is though that they're all free to play games.
Exactly.
Everybody
just spends so much money on skins and the season passes. But the cool thing about the season pass on Apex, so say you buy, like on season 1, I bought the first season pass for like $10. Okay, well you get coins throughout the season, so you could just save those coins and buy the season pass for the next season. So they give you enough coins within that season pass to buy the next season passes, as long as you don't spend them on something else like Apex packs or something like that. And now they brought heirlooms. I don't know if you guys are big into Apex, but the heirloom packages, like each character has their own certain heirloom that they get to use, and those things are expensive. You guys spend like almost $200 to get one of those.
Jeez.
And just think about how many players they have that want an heirloom for one of their mains, and that adds up.
My son, he loves Apex. He plays it a lot, so yeah, he's into it. So.
But I think
awesome.
He's not buying heirlooms though.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
I'm a Gibraltar main, so I have my his little, it looks like a little axe but with like lava on it. But that's the only heirloom that I do have. I don't really care about getting it for any other character.
But I think that's a really important point though. Like, the only successful live service games are free games. Every game that's had an upfront fee and then been a live service has bombed.
Yeah,
I think. Well, Destiny. I've looked this up actually because I was, thought more about Destiny because Destiny 1 was a flop. But Destiny 2 still has like 40,000 players like concurrent at the moment. That's still pretty damn decent, I suppose. But I mean that's still not massive. And again, you look over their play over time over the last year or so. It's been a huge nosedive. I think it's fair to say that live service games with an upfront full price retail cost just don't work and they aren't worth it.
So do you think how could they succeed then?
Make it free. Destiny should be free.
Do you think that Arkham Knights will be free, or do you think they're going to have an upfront fee?
No, there's going to be an
$60, and then it's going to be season 1 will be 20, and season 2 will be 20. And if you want the flame retardant bat cape, that's $19.99, or you can buy a pack of 5 loot boxes for $5.99 and see what you get out of it.
So it's going to be another pay-to-win game?
Yeah, if you log in every day, you'll get 5 bat coins. Save up your bat coins, you can buy a new colour for your Batmobile. It's going to friggin' suck. Because it doesn't friggin' work. I hate it. I hate the idea. It's that same bullshit of where you can't just buy a game anymore. Like, again, and the worst thing is, like, they sell it to you like it's like you said before, like, it's essentially in beta, and that's true. They just keep selling you a beta game and like going, "Oh, here's an extra bit, here's an extra bit, here's an extra bit." It drives me absolutely.
Yeah, when's the last time we actually got a complete game, like one that didn't ever have DLC, one that they just gave you the whole game out the gate,
a beginning, a middle, and an end? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah,
during the retro era, right, Dan?
But not. Yeah. But even that, I mean, you don't have to go that far back for that. But it just like, how much is enough? Like the games industry is massive. All the devs plead poverty. Like, oh, we only made £50 billion of our last game. Boo hoo! Like, it's how much do you freaking need? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just unabashed greed. They don't need to. Gotham Knights will be a financial success on its own. It doesn't need to be a live service. If they brought out a game again with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then had optional DLC story packs come in later, they'd still make bank. It's just pure greed. Absolutely unashamed greed. They're going down this route. Live services don't offer anything to a game. They don't improve a game in any single bloody way. It just doesn't. It never has. Everything sucked. Anthem sucked. Marvel's absolutely sucked. When you think about how to monetize your game before how the game works and how it operates, it's going to fail every time. Every time. It's going to suck.
And you've got players that just continue to blindly trust these companies that promise years upon years upon years of new content, and they just keep pre-ordering it.
Oh, dude, it's like GTA Online. They're making so much money on Grand Theft Auto 5 Online that they're
That's
not
a good
even
point. So that's
worried
a live
about.
service. And
They're
that's
not
doing
even
really
worried
well.
about like coming out with Grand Theft Auto 6 because they're making so much money. There's so many players on GTA 5 right now. They one of the biggest online played games.
Yeah.
It's like sorry, go on.
I would want them. I don't know if you guys like Red Dead Redemption 2. I would want them to put more, not more for us to buy, but more into the Red Dead Online, because I could see that really being. I mean, what I played of it was absolutely phenomenal, and the actual game itself was just beautifully written. And see, for them to do more games like that and not have all these buy this and pay this and all that good stuff. Just give us a game that's good, that had, like you said, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then if we want optional stories later, then that's fine. That's our choice. But don't make it this incomplete garbage, and then us just have to buy stuff to even complete part of the story. This is crazy, man. And you're right, man. It's just greed. They're just finding ways to cash in on people that are blindly falling into that hole.
But it's worth noting. So this is the Gotham Knights. This is the Warner Brothers internal one. It's not the next one, the Rocksteady follow-up, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, which is supposed to come out next year. Yeah.
Now that oh please don't know that. So yeah, it's like the new Batman essential follow-up, essentially. Yeah, hopefully they won't be doing the same BS with that. Hopefully that will just be its own thing. I mean, mind you, Arkham Knight, that had a lot of skins and DLC, didn't it?
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff came out for
DLC.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, lots of pointless skins and crap like that, but that's actually some good. The extra story content was really, really good. So
I like those games. I don't think I've ever bought anything extra on any of those games, but I still had a good time with all three of them.
Mm-hmm. So Suicide Squad or Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, whatever it's going to be finally called, it's going to be cool.
Yeah, Phoenix. It's interesting you brought up Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm interested to know how well Red Dead 2, like Red Dead Online, is doing compared to like GTA Online. Probably not as good as GTA, but I'm sure they're holding its own.
I know they had it on sale. You could, even if you didn't own like Red Dead Redemption 2, you could buy just Red Dead Online for like $5.
Oh wow, so that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Dan
and I we were talking about Red Dead 2 a few weeks back, and we were talking about games being too long, in the sense that they're just way too long, and it's like once you get to the epilogue, it's like, come on, hurry up, end already. So so yeah, Dan, that's how you felt, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was amazing, but it was too long. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe back in the day, you'd have loved it. You'd been thrilled. I've got this game. It's going to get a lot of value from. But now, I know games are fairly cheap and they're everywhere, and there's so many to play. Maybe it's the problem is us. Maybe the game wasn't too long. Maybe we got too much other shit to play, and you're playing it going, oh come on, I've got X, Y, and Z waiting in the background. I want to get this game done, so move on to the next one. So I don't know. But then it did feel it. Like when you had that bloody epilogue and you played for another 8 hours and you were like, Jesus, what is this? Yeah. So it's a bit of both, I suppose. But yeah, that probably was too long. Last of Us 2, I think, was a bit too long. They could have trimmed that down quite a bit. Yeah. But yeah, I know.
Okay, so that was our topic of the show. So live service models.
I don't know, man. Saying that there are 1.3 million active users on Red Dead Redemption 2, and then there are 130,000 players online on GTA 5.
It's amazing.
So actually, maybe it's because they came out with the Red Dead Online for $5, though. It could be.
Yeah. It's just unbelievable how successful GTA 5 though was. I mean, it's still in the top 10 in.
It was one of the games that literally started on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And when the Xbox One, now it's on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So it's actually transformed over 3 generations of consoles.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. Just hold off on GTA 6 when the PS6 comes out, when the
This is it.
Xbox
I was
Series
going to say, man.
X2 comes out, then you can bring out GTA 6.
I was going to say, like, that I wouldn't be surprised. Like, why bother? Especially if it's going to take away from, GTA Online. They're like, well, we just won't release it. I mean, they literally don't need to. They don't. It's like, well, and releasing GTA 6 and like, what is there going to be GTA 6 Online? But then they've already got this big install base. People are spending crazy money already. It might, diffuse things. I don't know. It's a tricky situation for them to be in because everyone wants GTA 6, but they're like, well, why bother?
Yeah, they're still pumping their funds with GTA 5. There's no point.
Much money from GTA 5. GTA 5 has made more money than all the last 3 Star Wars films put together. No, all the Star Wars films put together now. 7, 8, 9, Rogue One, and Solo. It's made more money than all of those put together. It's nuts.
And if you notice, I don't know if you guys ever played GTA Online. If they start realizing that some of their fan base is dropping off, they'll be like, play GTA 5 this weekend online and we'll give you $2 million in game.
Yeah, seriously, you have a sports car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
My prediction, GTA 6 Online will be VR mode.
Hey man,
that'll bring players over probably.
VR is definitely VR is growing, dude. It's just the Oculus Quest 2 dropped. So many people are getting into the VR. And I actually owned the first Oculus Quest for a little while, and it was amazing to just be able to put my Quest on. Like I'd wake up getting ready for work, and I would just get onto a satellite and look down over Earth while I'm having my morning tea or morning coffee or something. No. This is crazy. You could do all kinds of things with the VR. Did you see the mixed reality? They got a mixed reality one now. It's really expensive, but it takes your actual room and then fuses it with the game.
Ah, nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
So your coffee table is now like a boulder, and you got to walk
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that was our topic of the show. So now it's time for Dan's retro topic of the week. It's pre-recorded, but Dan, why don't you give us a little bit of a background of what we're going to be listening to?
Because you haven't listened to it. That's outrageous. Son of a bit. So yeah, like I said at the beginning of the show, I've been playing a lot of Turrican. Turrican is a game from the early 90s, came out on the Commodore 64, then came out on the Amiga, and an anthology of 4 games came out for the Switch out of nowhere, just appeared. So I pre-ordered it and had a go, and I've been playing a lot of that. And it's my thoughts on that game. Also, it's my thoughts on the anthologies that have been coming out of lately. There's been a few really, really good ones, like the Konami collections and all that. So it just reflects on those a little bit. But yeah, if you're into, your 90s run and gunners, this will be right up your street.
All right. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that. And Dan's retro topic of the week. So enjoy.
Welcome to Turrican.
Turrican is a series of run-and-gun platform games. You control a titular Turrican super soldier as he strives to free planets from the grip of the machine Morgul or similar AI enemies in later games. What sets this apart from similar games is that while you run from left to right, as most platformers, the sprawling stages also go up and down. Some levels are maze-like and require careful navigation, whereas the less complex stages reward exploration with power-ups and bonus lives, which you will need as the games are fairly tough. Merely brushing an enemy will see a huge chunk taken out of your health bar, the screen-filling bosses being particularly difficult. But if you've taken time to explore, found the hidden weapon caches, you're in with a decent chance. The games were well known for their look, merging the organic and the mechanical, and for their awesome soundtrack from Chris Hillsbeck. Of course, I wouldn't find this out until years later. As a kid, I was from a console/PC house, and not an Amiga in sight. For me, Turrican was only something seen in magazines and something my schoolyard chums played. But that's all changed thanks to the Turrican Flashback Anthology from In Games and Factor 5, which features Turrican 1 and 2, Super and Mega Turrican. Turrican 1 and 2 were originally released on the Commodore 64 in 1990 and 91, but these aren't included in the anthology, with the superior Amiga versions taking their place. Mega and Super Turrican were released on the Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. Turrican 1 and 2 and Super Turrican on the NES, which was also missing from the set, but then it's a bit poo, were the work of one man, Manfred Trentz. The SNES and Mega Drive sequels were handed off to other developers, but they all feel very similar. The console versions are slightly more linear, but just as and if not a bit more so, action-packed than the 16-bit computer originals. All feature awesome music and endless shooty bang bang. There have been several nostalgic compilations this generation. We've had the Contra, Castlevania and arcade classics from Konami, the Mega Drive collection from Sega, the SNES and NES collections as part of Switch Online, the Atari Flashback Packs Volumes 1 to 3, the original NES Fire Emblem Twin Pack. The reason for their existence is pretty simple. They are cheap to produce and there is still an audience for them. The Konami collections are fairly exceptional for their content, and there are compilations that deserve high praise due to the attention to detail put into the emulator and user interface. Who can forget the Sega's 90s themed bedroom in the Mega Drive collection, also available in VR for a really deep dive into nostalgia. Not only that, but M2 did an exceptional job in the emulation, bringing flawless Mega Drive games to modern consoles. The Turrican Flashback is not like these. While the 4 games are excellent, it does feel a little anemic. There have been 6 main entries in the Turrican series. Super Turrican on the NES and Super Turrican 2 are both missing, making this incomplete. Also, Turrican 3 on the Amiga isn't here, but then Turrican 3 on the Amiga and the Mega Drive version of Turrican are pretty much the same. The absolute lack of any supplementary material is a huge oversight. It might not be a fair comparison, but the Konami compilation should be the benchmark for how anthologies are put together. Not only do they come loaded with games, including Japanese versions of classics and some which never saw release outside of Japan, they also have a bundled electronic art book with information and behind the scenes info throughout. Turrican's excellent soundtrack is ripe for a sound test mode. A few words from Manfred Trentz or Chris Hilsbeck on their experiences would make this a historical artifact. A few concept sketches or promotional material, box art, literally anything could have gone into this collection. But what we have got is a collection of backgrounds to surround the 4x3 play screen, a brief text introduction to each game, a few screen filters to mimic old TVs, and the ubiquitous rewind function and save states. Interestingly enough, this is not the only Turrican anthology coming out this year. While the current collection available in the UK and Europe is about £20, there is another collection coming in 2 volumes from strictly limited games for an eye-watering £30 each. For £60 you get all the games from the Flashback anthology plus Turrican 3 and Super Turrican 2, and director's cuts of Super and Mega Turrican. I think I got the better deal. I'm not sure Turrican has the name brand appeal to warrant 2 separate full-price anthologies with minimal content, especially considering the Konami collections have 3 to 4 times as many games and extras for about £15 each. While this is in no way a bad compilation, lack of extras and minimum game content makes it hard to recommend. Turrican Flashback is published by In Games for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch.
Okay, Dan, so thanks a lot for that. That was very interesting. Yeah.
Really, really good, really.
Yeah, good stuff. And it's interesting that it's going to be out on the Switch, too. So
Yeah, Switch and PS4 only, no Xbox or PC, which is really weird. I don't know why. Yeah.
I see. Cool. All right, so it's time for our next segment, which is the new and upcoming video game releases via Metacritic for the week of February 1st through 7th. We have 5 games on the list, guys. 5 games this week.
All games.
And we're going to lead off, of course, on February 2nd for PS5 and Xbox Series X, Control Ultimate Edition.
Whee!
Which is now out on PS Plus as well. Which is really interesting. It came out on PS Plus, and just a while back, people were having to buy it. So anyway, So, after a secretive agency in New York is invaded by an otherworldly threat, you become the new director, struggling to regain control. This supernatural third-person action-adventure game will challenge you to master a combination of supernatural abilities, modifiable loadouts, and reactive environments while fighting through a deep and unpredictable world. So, action adventure out on February 2nd. So, the Control Ultimate Edition. Phoenix, have you played Control yet?
I've played maybe the first couple of hours of it, and then my PlayStation decided to take a poop. My PS4, I had to actually reinitialize everything, but I did purchase it, and I hate it when you purchase a game and then a couple of months later it's free. I'm like, oh, come on, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I plan on definitely going back and going through it because I've seen a couple of people stream it, and it looks just amazing.
Yeah, I've played through the game and I've played both expansions. They're really good. They're really worth the money. And now that you're going to have a chance to play it on PS Plus, I mean, it's all the more reason to play it. So, Dan,
Definitely.
get on it, man.
Well, I was going to say, like, it's like the people who made it, like, I've been trying to piss off everyone. So, like, people who bought the stock one, the base one, and like, oh, can we upgrade to PS4 from PS4 to PS5? Maybe. And then they go, oh, hey, here's Control Ultimate Edition, which you can. If you buy on the PS4, you get the PS5 version for free. And they're like, we've already got the PS4 version. Why can't we have this for free? And they go, And then they go, okay, here's the PS4, PS5 version, Ultimate, buy it. And then, like, literally, like 8 weeks later, it's like, hey, it's free now. It's like they're trying to piss people off. It's brilliant. It's like the best trolling I've ever seen from a video game company. It's just like people would have got that for Christmas or like picked up in January. I nearly bought it in the January sales. I was thinking, no, it's 30 quid. I'll get it. And then when I get my PS5, I can play it on that. And it's like it's we've got to be careful because they're not free, but they are games you've paid a subscription to play. But yeah, it's nuts. Oh, they've really gone out of their way to piss people off. It's brilliant. Making friends. I mean, the next game they bring out, everyone's gonna be like, "Well, f that. I'll just wait until it's on PS Plus." Like their next game will not sell because everyone will be like, "Oh, we've seen this shit before, my friends. We know how this game's played." So when Alan Wake 3 comes out, it'll be like, "Nope. I'll wait for the free version."
Yeah, on PS Plus for February, also Concrete Genie is.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that.
Games. Yeah.
What is Concrete Genie? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Concrete Genie is like a boy in a town, and he's has these abilities, art abilities, and things like that. So,
okay,
yeah, so cool. All right, so second game on the list, Destruction All Stars for the PS5. So, Destruction All Stars is also going to be on PS Plus, but only for PS5 users. I think so. So PS4 users are out of luck for that one. So Destruction All Stars is an action-packed sports event that pits drivers against one another in an intense competition. The goal? Wreck as many cars as possible. So just think, what is it? That arena game where you use cars and soccer and stuff. What was it? Rocket League.
League, yeah.
Kind of like Rocket League, but you're actually destroying cars. Yeah. In a sense.
So it's like Twisted Metal, but not without guns.
Yeah. Yeah. So simulation vehicle combat. So it's out on February 2nd for PS5. Yeah. Next up on the list, Wise 9, Monstrum Nox. Comes out on February 2nd for PS4. So Nintendo Switch and PC Q2, Q3 of this year. So renowned adventurer Edal, the Red. Kristen and his companion Dogi arrive in Baldug, a city annexed by the Roman Empire, only for Edal to be detained before setting foot inside. While imprisoned, he meets a mysterious woman named Aprilis, who turns him into a monstrum, a being with supernatural gifts and the power to exorcise monsters. Now, Edal must ally with his fellow monstrums to fend off the fearsome threats emerging from a shadowy dimension called the Grimwald Nox, as well as unravel the mysteries of the monstrum curse and the truth behind the unrest within Baldug. So it's a RPG, general RPG, no online multiplayer, but yes, comes out on February 2nd.
That actually sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Dan, have you heard of this?
Yeah, well, not this, but the series is ancient. The series goes back to like the NES, I think. East 1 and 2, Wise 1 and 2. Yeah, awesome.
Next up on the list, Werewolf: The Apocalypse: Earth Blood. Comes out on February 4th for PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So,
Yeah, I've actually looked into that one. That one actually is going to be awesome. I'm just a nerd for supernatural things in general, but that game does look really fun.
yeah. So, a unique experience full of savage combat and mystical adventures inspired by the famous role-playing game. You are Kahal, a powerful Garou who chose to go into exile after losing control of his destructive rage. On his quest for redemption and blood, Kahal plays a crucial role in the great war between the Garros and the Endron, a powerful oil company that serves the Wyrm, whose destruction is ravaging the planet. He can transform into a wolf and a Krynos, a huge ferocious beast. This kind of reminds me of what was that game for PS4 that came out? Trying to remember, what was it called again? Where they were fighting werewolves in London.
Oh, The Order, 1886.
The Order,
Yeah,
1886.
The Order.
That's right. Yeah.
That was the very first game I ever played for PS4.
Yeah.
I like it. I want the sequel to come out. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that game.
It was a good
Yeah,
game.
hopefully. Yeah.
Oh, no chance. not a bloody chance. But it'd be nice.
It'll be a live service game.
It might be. Yeah.
So each form has its advantages. The wolf can sneak around undetected. Kahal, as a human, can interact with other people, and the werewolf can unleash its rage to tear enemies apart. So, like in The Order, 1886, right?
It's brutal.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to our friend Brutal. Yeah. Okay. So, finally on the list, the Neo Collection comes out on February 5th for PS5. So, Neo 1 and Neo 2. So, celebrate the franchise's 4-year anniversary with remastered editions of both games featuring 4K resolution and up to 120 frames per second support. Comes out on February 5th. So, have you guys played Neo?
I've played the first one. I haven't played the second one yet, but me and my buddy was just talking about we were actually wanting to get into it.
Dan, have you played the Neo games?
Yeah, I played the first one a bit.
So how would you compare it to Sekiro, difficulty-wise?
I found Neo to be really cheap. Like,
yeah, Neo is like a cheap knockoff of Dark Souls, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly that. But also, like in the mechanics, like again, when you die in Bloodborne, you know why you died and how you could do better next time. There are times in Neo where they just swamp you and they just beat the shit out of you. It's not a case of, I don't know. Yeah,
I think one of the main differences in Neo is the fact that you actually switch stances. Like you have different stances, like high, low, and mid.
That's true. Yeah. But it's not a patch on Sekiro. Yeah, it was okay. I might go back and try. I have another go at it. I probably didn't give it the chance it deserved. I just remember I rage quit too much, and it's like I'm not getting anything out of this, so I kind of stopped playing it. But
pulled a craze.
Phoenix, Dan is one of those type of guys. He'll go through about 5 or 6 controllers a year.
Oh no!
I've
those things are way too expensive.
That's it. No, I've stopped now. Yeah, I'm with you because I used to be the case, but they're bloody 50 quid a pop, so there's no more throwing controllers. Bloody hell.
Yeah, when he used to live in Japan over here, when I used to go over his place, oh man.
I got through a lot of controllers in Japan. They're so cheap over there. You can do it. Just bounce them off a wall a couple times.
They're not cheap over here, dude. They're about the same amount.
They're cheaper than here, for sure. Quite a lot cheaper.
That's true. Yeah, like 6,000 yen. Yeah, so
that's 35 quid. That's like 2/3 the price of over here.
Yeah. So, okay, we have Control, Destruction All-Stars, Wise 9, Monstrum Nox, Werewolf, The Apocalypse Earthblood, and the Neo Collection. So, which one of these games is your pick of the week? So, Phoenix, which one would you play?
I don't have a PS5 yet, so I'm gonna have to go with Werewolf.
See, Dan, how about you?
I want to play. I wanted to play Control since it was announced. I want to play Control since you've played it and since all the additions come out, and like the Alan Wake expansion. Because I'm a huge Alan Wake fan. That's a massively underrated game that needs the sequel to come out ASAP.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so I'd play that, I think, and I will play it. Like I said, I'm going to wait till I get my PS5 and then probably play it on that for whatever reason. Yeah, but yeah, Control is something definitely interesting for me based on its history.
Cool. Yeah, for me, probably the Neo Collection. Because I played a little bit of the first game. Yeah,
Dude,
Dan laughs because he knows I hate
Don't
that
even
type of
put it
game.
in the machine. You don't even bother.
No, I played the first 3 hours of the first one, but then it pissed me off and I couldn't go back to it. So those type of games, yeah, Phoenix. Dan knows I hate those type of games because I get frustrated so easy.
I've beat every Dark Souls game. I haven't beat Bloodborne, but I did get far into it, and then I'm on the very last boss in Sekiro. So those Soul Styles games that's why I want to play Demon Souls so bad.
Yeah,
it looks absolutely gorgeous. I watched Craze play it, and I watched Burley play it, and I'm just like envious over here, drooling.
Yep, good old Craze and Burley, friends of the show. Yes,
good lads.
Yes, yeah. I don't know, man. But that would be my choice for the week, the Neo Collection. So because I played Control, I played all of the expansions as well. So
yeah,
cool. All right. So those were our games for the week. So before we conclude the episode, I want to let everyone know where you can find me on social media. On social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at expat_2020 and on my YouTube channels, Expat2020 Gaming, where you can see my latest videos related to new game releases, game trailer impressions, live streaming clips and highlights, as well as this podcast once uploaded to free podcast feeds on Tuesdays. Additionally, I can be found on a new YouTube channel called The Arena Citadel, which will be our new hub for live YouTube gaming and entertainment-related content. You can also find me on Facebook at Expat 2020, and I have a Discord server named the Expat 2020 Arena, where all of you are welcome to join and support other content creators, discuss anything and everything related to video games, promote your live streaming, as well as leave questions and comments for the podcast. I'm also a live streamer and a Twitch affiliate. You can catch my live streams on twitch.tv/expat2020 as I do game live streams and a supplement to the podcast Monday through Friday called The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news weekday live stream, which the Friday live stream edition will also be uploaded to the Arena Citadel YouTube channel. And finally, you can also find my website for gaming content at expat2020.live. So that does it for me. Phoenix, where can people find you on social media? And what are you going to be playing this next week?
I'm on Twitter. You can find me at twitter.com/FalexUnknown, FALEX unknown. Also, I'm a Twitch affiliate as well, twitch.tv/Phoenix Horizon. And then I do have a YouTube channel as well, and that's youtube.com/AlexHennett221. That was like the very first platform that I started on. So it's my name, AlexHinnant221. And then I'm on TikTok, and on TikTok it's tiktok.com/Phoenix Horizon TTV. And the games that I'm going to be playing, I've actually started. I'm on the 4th, I think, stream of Legend of Legaia, which is a PS1 classic. It's a JRPG, and I'm actually going to start that here in a little bit. And then other than that, I will be playing. I wanted to start on Little Hope, which is a Dark Pictures anthology.
Oh, yeah.
I beat Man of Medan. I streamed it a couple weeks ago, and we played through it. 2 streams, I beat it. So that's the next one that I will be starting.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and we really enjoyed having you, and we hope you can come on again soon, man.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you guys having me. I had a blast.
Yeah.
No, that's been awesome, man.
Yeah.
Fully.
And Dan, where can people find you on social media, and what's going on gaming wise for you this week?
Oh, you can't. Well, I'm on Twitch for whatever reason. I don't know why. Press start to game, all one word. Press start to game. I'm on YouTube. It's the same channel name. Press start to game. I'm gonna take all of the retro topics that we had this month, and I'm gonna put into compilation and put loads of game footage and extra stuff in there. So if you've enjoyed the retro topics for whatever sick reason, you can come and watch them on YouTube with pictures now. And
Awesome.
That's it. And I'll be playing Sekiro this week, and Sekiro and Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a live service game.
Yeah.
And that's doing bloody well. So interesting. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, be sure to throw that link into my Discord as well for the retro topic section. So
yep.
into the tab on the arena. Yeah.
Oh yeah, inexplicably on the arena Discord, I inexplicably have my own inexplicable page. So if you want to,
which I made for you, yay!
I don't. You made it, yeah. Anyway, if you want to be as active on there, that'd be. I'd love to hear what you think about things. That'd be amazing.
Cool. All right, man. So to end the show today, our indie recording artist spotlight is on the group The Lighthearts, based out of Brisbane, Australia. They combine pop folk fanfare with toe-tapping melodies, soaring harmonies, and happy high hopes. From the title song of their album, Bleeding But Breathing. This has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Retro Dan, and our special guest in this episode, Phoenix Arising. We hope to see you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
This fall is a little more than I expected. In so deep I can barely see myself. Yeah, around me feels so heavy but depleted. But I find this the place to test myself. 'Cause it's here where I lay in my blanket of despair, where I'm weak but I'm strong and black smoke fills the air, where I'm burned and broken, battered, bruised, I'm blind but I'm seeing, I'm lost and found and almost drowned, I'm so far from believing. Whoa, I'm bleeding but I'm breathing. Whoa, in darkness I find meaning. Whoa, I'm broken but I'm healing. Whoa, I'm bleeding but I'm breathing. I'm burning low but I can see no finish line. My demons tell me I should quit and turn back. The smallest flame can light up the darkest night, but it's not enough to keep them off my track. 'Cause it's here where I lay in my blanket of despair, where I'm weak but I'm strong and black smoke fills the air, where I'm burned and broken, battered, bruised, I'm blind but I'm seeing, I'm lost and found and almost drowned, I'm so far from believing. Whoa, I'm bleeding but I'm breathing. Whoa, in darkness I find meaning. Whoa, I'm broken kill out despair.